Hello, people. This is the Blue Collar Guru coming at you to talk about some things that people have failed to touch upon in the black community. Some very important things that we need to talk about. And before I do that, I would like to clear the atmosphere with a saying that was prescribed to us by an enlightened one, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And before I go into it, let me just say one thing that the enlightened one, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, prescribed for us to do, and that is to not get angry. Upon occasion, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was riding upon his horse when a Bedouin came up to him and grabbed his horse by the bridle and said, "Messenger of Allah, give me some advice." Now, I will touch upon one thing, that if this man at the time was a prophet, a Nabi, and he was surrounded by his companions, which was some of the most war-hardened soldiers that could ever be produced. And the mere fact that he got close enough to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to grab his horse by the bridle indicates if this man was an assassin, that means he got close enough to kill he would have gotten close enough to kill the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he got past all the protection of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You have to understand, this man was like the president of the United States. You know what I mean? He had protection that was, more hardened than the Secret Service, and to get that close to him, past all these people, is something profound. Meaning that he may not have been a normal human being to be able to get that close to the Messenger of Allah when so many assassins tried to and they wasn't able to. And he was able to get close enough to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to ask a question that the roots of which is of its significance. It even stands till today. He asked the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to give him some advice, and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Don't get angry." He said, "Messenger of Allah, indeed this is some good advice, but can you give me some more?" And the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Don't get angry." The Bedouin said, "Indeed, Messenger of Allah, this is some good advice, but can you give me some more?" And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, on the third occasion, he said, "Don't get angry." Now, he said it 3 times. What is the importance of don't get angry? My friend, we live in a physical world, and the 7 cosmic laws, one of which is the law of polarity, meaning for everything there is an opposite. For this dimension, for up there's a down, right there's a left, good there's a bad, positive there's a negative. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made everything indoors. He did it for a reason. That's why when we have an electrical current, there's a positive and a negative current that cause a continuous flow of energy force. And what do we have in our heads? We have a brain. but we just don't have a brain. Consider the fact that our brain has two hemispheres, a right and a left hemisphere, a positive and a negative, two, a duality. We have the male and female. One is feminine, one is masculine. One is feminine, one is masculine. Duality, opposites. And as far as the brain having two sides, a positive and a negative, what do they say? The angel sits on one side of your body and whisper to you good things, and the shayateen sits on the other side and whisper bad things. And now you go further with using your mind, and you understand that the left hemisphere of your brain is, what do they say, is the technical part of your reality, and the right side is the more feminine. The left side is the more godly, the more spiritual aspect of your reality. That's why the world is in the situation that it's in now, because we have something that has taken over this world, who thinks in the left hemisphere of his brain. Now, what did they say? They said the left hemisphere of your brain is where the shayateen sits and whisper to you, the electromagnetic entities. That's why the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, don't get angry, because there is another dimension that is an electrical world, an electrical dimension. And if you have an electrical dimension, then you have electromagnetic entities. You have intelligent entities that live in this electromagnetic realm, and we live in the physical realm. And these electromagnetic entities, they feed off energy, emotion. The emotion that we give off is energy for these electromagnetic beings. So that means when you get angry, when you get upset, you produce energy, something for these electromagnetic entities that some people call demons to feed off of. And these entities live in a dimension where time has no significance. So the one that is feeding off of you, off your anger, off your sorrow, off your pain, off your negative energy, is the same one that fed off of King Tut's or other life forms, other humanoids that lived thousands or millions of years ago. So that's why these things, they have vast knowledge, because by absorbing your energy, by your emotions is experience. They get a full picture of an experience by feeding off your emotions. So if you can learn how to manipulate these electromagnetic entities, telepathy works both ways. While they are feeding off of you, you can get a connection. It is possible. It is one of the things that I have achieved. That's why I have knowledge of the spiritual realm, the Holy Grail. That's what the Holy Grail is. The Holy Grail is a river of knowledge, a river of electromagnetic energy that's filled with the emotions of all the beings that ever lived on this planet. And if you can tap into that stream of energy, you will have unlimited knowledge of everything that happened on this planet. The history happened on this planet since creatures existed on it that give off emotion that these electromagnetic entities can feed off of. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said 3 times, don't get angry, because the negative of electromagnetic entities, the ones that feed off anger, will attach themselves to you because you'll be a food source for them. If you get angry all the time, you'll be walking around with all these electromagnetic entities that feed the lower electromagnetic entities that feed off negative energy, will be feasting upon you. And if you don't want that to happen, you must always be in a realization of that. And being in a realization of that will cause you to not get angry. That's why it is my belief that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't just tell the man not to get angry, but he explained to him this in detail. That's why a lot of what the prophets taught is hidden knowledge. Why is it hidden knowledge? Hidden from who? Hidden from us. Hidden by who? That's the question. By who is it hidden? Someone who has had access to all the knowledge, all the spiritual knowledge that was supposed to have been handed down to us. It's been hijacked by the Vatican, by our governments, by the heads of various secret societies, by somebody. But we always have the half-truth of everything. I just explained to you why you should not get angry, when what we have is that the Messenger of Allah simply said, don't get angry 3 times. But I explained why you should not get angry. Because you become food for the electromagnetic entities. Now, let me say this opening. And alhamdulillah. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا ما يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمد عبده ورسوله وعلى آله وأصحابه كلاله سبحانه وتعالى Ameen. What I just said was opening, saying that we seek refuge from the evils of our own selves, and the evil from the shaitan, the that the Father, the first, that what we know, what we have been told, the first of the electromagnetic entities, or not necessarily that we have been told the first, but he is the most endowed, the most gifted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala of the jinn. He was a scientist, the shaitan, a brilliant scientist. He was so intelligent. He was able to make a craft. He was a technologist. He was such a brilliant technologist that he was able to make a craft that could journey to the edges of space, where he could be in the presence of the angels and hear the orders, the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the supreme intelligence. Now, I'm going to tell you many things that only a person who is enlightened would know. What is the supreme intelligence? I will break it down for you. Let me tell you. A cell is the building blocks of all life forms on this planet. What is a dragon with claws, with wings, with horns, a bull, a tiger. They are billions and billions of cells that have split and created this atom, All starting from one cell. You get something as magnificent, a beast, as a dragon. Something as intelligent, something as mystical as a dragon. It's possible. Anything that you imagine, anything that your mind can conceive is imaginable. It's possible. Anything that you can imagine. But it will start with one cell. Something, now listen, something gives that one cell instructions to start dividing. It gives that one cell instructions to start dividing into heart cells, into lung cells, to brain cells, into bones, to claws, to wings, or to whatever else, a tail, with all its functions and abilities. Something from another dimension gives that cell the orders to start dividing into whatever. This is supreme intelligence. And the shaitan built a craft that could actually take him to the source of this knowledge. Now, he's an energetic being. So, he actually is don't have cells, from what I will understand. So he's created from a higher source of being. That's energy. He's on a much higher plane. That's why when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him the command to tangle down in the presence of Adam alayhi as-salam, he refused. Because he's like, this is food for me. I feed off the energy that this thing produces when he bangs his toe, or when he gets angry, when he stomps his finger, or something like that. I could, you know what I mean? I can feed off of that. He's like my food. You know? That's like telling a fat man or a bodybuilder to worship the damn chicken wing that he's gonna eat. You know what I mean? He didn't think this was possible. So that's how that's one of the things about the shaitan, being an electromagnetic entity. And these things are attached to human beings, and when they feed off your negative energy, I guess like any other thing, they become stronger, they become bigger or stronger from the nutrient of people being more and more angry, more and more wicked, and it's to the point now where these things are even causing other people to be angry. The way you see people drive now, my profession as a tractor-trailer driver, I drive. And I get to see the way people are driving now. They are driving more in a way to try to piss people off. So these things are becoming a plague upon society. and especially in the black community, they're becoming more so a plague. And what I would like to touch upon today is something that, of course, something that you will not be able to learn anywhere. And I would like to concrete it with logic and fact of logic, something that can't be disputed with common sense. And that is that black and white people are not the same. That black people was created, or people of color was created by this planet. And that the white man was created in a laboratory. This planet created the black man to be its protector. And man created the white race for their women. The reason that the white man is toxic to this planet is because he was not created by this planet. The reason why the white man has no love for this planet is because this planet is not his mother. So he feels no attachment to this planet. The reason why he feels no attachment to this planet is because although man in his genius created the white race, he did not have the ability to make the white man masculine. And by him being masculine, him being the head, and giving him the ability to hear the cosmos, to hear the intelligent command that tells the atom how to behave. It tells the cell how to divide. But he had the ability to tell the woman, to give the woman, which the reason why the black man created the white race was for they women. This is the reason. Now, first I would explain in a way that you may be able to explain why the black man and the white man are different. Because of the law of polarity, it states that everything has an opposite. And its opposites is obvious. Now, if we are opposite, then it should be obvious. And it is obvious in our color. The black man, the people of color are brown or black. And the white man is white. Of all different colors that the human race could be. Why black and why white? Because they are opposites. Okay, we have established that without a doubt. And what are the other stipulations of that? Is that the black man rationalizes out the positive side of his brain, the right side, and the white man out the left side, the negative side. What is the proofs of this? The proofs is that is embedded in our history. The black man, his right side being the more godly, the more spiritual side, the more earthly side. He has built his civilizations in such a way where they were in harmony with nature. He carved his homes out of the sides of mountains, out of stone. And he his writing. His writing is from the right to the left. This cannot be avoided because of his brain is from right into left. But then when you come upon the white man, he is the only humanoid who has created a language that is from left to right. From left to right. Why is it from left to right? Because he rationalizes out the left side of his brain. This is obvious, and we have established that. Now, the white man tests his drugs on a white rat. Have you ever seen a white rat out in the wild? You have not. You have never seen a white rat in the wild because a white rat is genetically engineered. It was not created by the wild. It was created in a laboratory. Now ask yourself, why would you create an artificial animal in order to test what the results of chemicals inside something may have on you, the effects that it may have on you, by something that is genetically engineered, unless you was genetically engineered? Yes, the white rat had to have been created in order for the white man to test out drugs, the effects that drugs may have on him, because they had to do it with an animal that was genetically engineered like him and white like him. Because when you make something artificial, the planet didn't make it. It's not going to have color. We get color from the sun. Okay, this has been established. And once again, the rat, the white rat, can't live out in the wild. It has to live in a sterile environment. A laboratory is a sterile environment. And a white man, even though he acts like he's a adventurous outdoorsman, what, he got to wear a backpack, hiking boots. You got to have canteens. You got to have all these things. A rifle, a high-powered rifle, tent. You got to have all these things in order to spend the night in the wilderness. And he is most comfortable in a controlled fabricated environment. That's why where he lives at is fabricated. All the trees are cut down. The grass is poured up and replaced with concrete. You know what I mean? This is where he's most comfortable. It's where he thrives. And the same way will be with a white rat. A white rat would not be able to survive in the wild. And once again, we're going to establish why the white man is not in tune with nature. And it's the reason why. I just won't tell you why. I have to tell you the reason why. For one thing, everything that he creates is toxic to the planet, because he doesn't rationalize with the left side of his brain, the godly side, the more earthly side. He does it with the left side of his brain. That's why everything that he creates is essentially is trash and is toxic to the planet. Now, we're going to explain to you why the planet does not communicate with him. The planet does not communicate with the white man because not only was he genetically engineered, but he does not have a way to convert the energy of the sun into information. Black people, because our skin are like the tape on the solar panels outside your house, and it converts, it absorbs the sun's light and turns it into energy. That's the way our black people's skin is. Because our skin is like this, we can absorb the energy of the sun and convert it into information. But white women, because white women give birth, and because they're more feminine than black women, a black woman is just as aggressive as a black man. And because the earth is electromagnetic energy, feminine energy, and the white woman is electromagnetic, spiritual energy, the white woman can communicate with the planet. She can communicate with the planet because she can attune herself with the electromagnetic energy of the planet because she's female. So, in point, that's why the white woman is perfect in her creation. And the white man is not. He is the opposite of the white woman. The opposite of her. That's why eventually the white woman will almost completely feel an uncontrollable urge to bond with the black man. It is inevitable.